you ask me what is that one crescent that perhaps things worry me, I'll just put it down to one word: complacency. It's a message that I have been preaching. That's why we are called ministers. We preach every day. Why I say complacency? Because with every year of success, both on the security front, on the economic front, we might just be tempted as Singaporeans to think that this state of affair will be eternal, that we will always have our rightful place in the sun, come what may. I take a slightly different perspective, that I think for us, we have to earn our rightful place in the sun. The last 61 years has been an aberration in Southeast Asian history, where we are independent, we can be independent, but it is not always so. It's very tough for a small city-state to be independent. In the past, small city-states find it to be independent because they don't have a hinterland. They are always circumscribed by geography. We, for the last 61 years, have tried to transcend geography by making sure that we remain connected to the world, that while we may not have a local hinterland, we have the world as our hinterland. And that's why connectivity to the rest of the world is not an option for Singapore, it is existential for Singapore. Yes, there are challenges on the geopolitical front. Yes, there are challenges on the military front. Yes, there are also challenges on the economic and social fronts. But my sense is that if we are not complacent, we will find the solutions. We will find the solutions. But the moment we are complacent, we think that these problems will not impact us so seriously, we become complacent, then I think we are done for. Look at physical security. You look at the Russian-Ukraine conflict, you look at the Israel-Hamas conflict, you look at any other conflicts around the world in recent history. It is not about the technological prowess of countries. It's not about the equipping or not even the training of the soldiers that determines a country's security. It is whether we are vigilant and not complacent. Right up to the Ukraine conflict starting, many people in Ukraine did not believe that this will happen. In fact, there were many indicators that this could happen, but many people chose not to believe it. Likewise, for the Israel-Hamas conflict, you can also say that there were many indicators that this was going to happen. But again, many chose not to believe it. So, in a lot of these issues, it is complacency that dull our senses to respond. On the economic front, all the challenges that we see, whether is it the weaponization of geography, the weaponization of supply chains, the weaponizations of leverage, all those things, we can see it coming for quite some time. The question is whether we take it seriously and ask ourselves, if such things happen to us, what can we do and what should we do in anticipation so that we do not be caught in that situation? So first, don't get into trouble and try to stay out of trouble. Why I worry about this? Because it is very difficult for people who enjoy peace and security and economic progress to contemplate what if all this no longer can be taken as a given. And that's where complacency comes in. I don't believe that within Singapore we don't have good people that can put our minds together to manage, I won't say solve, to manage some of these challenges slightly better than our competitors or elsewhere. But if we are all lulled into a certain sense of complacency, then I think nothing can help us. So for me, maybe people like us, we are paid to worry before other people worry. We are paid to rejoice after everyone has rejoiced. Maybe that's our karma in life. I don't know. But I would say this, I have confidence in this generation of Singaporeans that amongst us, we have people with ideas, with energy to manage some of these very pressing challenges, so long as we don't become complacent. And that leads me to Ershad's last question. What can younger generations of Singaporeans do in service of our country to defy the odds of history for us to be independent beyond SG 100? And that is to keep ourselves connected with the rest of the world. As we travel widely, seek to understand the world as it is, rather than how we hope it will be. Every one of us who travel out of Singapore, we are an ambassador of Singapore. We are also potentially a data point where we can bring back a new perspective to Singapore to help enrich our perspective of how the rest of the world is working. Not just what they are doing or how they are doing things, but more importantly, why they are doing what they are doing. And collectively, with all these different perspectives coming from different parts of the world as we travel and make new friends and find new partners, we will then enrich our perspective to be very sensitive to the kind of challenges that might be emerging or have not even emerged, that can potentially either create new opportunities for Singapore or create new challenges for Singapore. So that's why when I was in MOE, I told all my IHL, the Institute of Higher Learning students, we are so blessed to be able to support them in traveling overseas. Vast majority of our IHL students would have at least one chance to travel overseas for a study program, a work project. And I told them that when you come back, I don't even need you to write long, lengthy reports on what you have seen and so forth. I just hope that every one of you can bring back one fresh perspective that we do not yet know, that can help us to be more vigilant in how we analyze the world and work out potential value propositions that we can create for ourselves so that we can be more relevant to the world. And that is my challenge. It's not easy. So many students travel overseas. I just told them, come back with one perspective that you think the rest of your classmates, the rest of your cohort, does not know. I learned that when I was a young officer working in another country. Every day, I told myself, I just need to make one new friend to get one new perspective. It's a discipline that we need to have as fellow Singaporeans, young and old, so that we can keep ourselves vigilant and not be complacent.